Welcome back on Spillover. The streets are talking, and this time it's not just whispers, it's a storm. What really happened behind the scenes of Quando Rondo's circle has fans shook, divided, and demanding answers. Reports are swirling, tensions are boiling, and one name keeps getting pulled into the center of it all: King Von. But here's where it gets messy, because now, people are claiming this isn't just old beef resurfacing. This might be something deeper, something personal, something that hits way too close to home. Late-night posts, cryptic messages, and sudden silence from key figures have only fueled the fire. Fans are connecting dots, screenshots are going viral, and O Block is being mentioned in conversations that are raising eyebrows across the entire hip-hop community. And when Lil Durk's name started trending alongside it, that's when things went from serious to explosive. Emotions are running high, lines are being drawn, and people closest to the situation, they're either speaking out or staying very quiet. So the question everyone's asking right now is this really about revenge? Or is there something even bigger unfolding behind the scenes? The tension didn't just appear overnight. It had been building, slowly, quietly, like a pressure cooker ready to explode. And if you've been paying attention, you already know this story didn't start here. It goes way back, tied into a web of loyalty, street politics, and losses that fans still haven't fully processed. It all began with whispers, small at first. People online started noticing subtle changes in Quando Rondo's behavior. He wasn't posting the same. His energy felt different. Fans were quick to point it out. "Something's off," one comment read. "He's moving like he's watching over his shoulder," another said. And in today's world, those small observations, they turn into full-blown theories overnight. Then came the posts. Cryptic captions, dark emojis, messages that didn't directly say anything, but said everything at the same time. One post in particular had fans going crazy. It simply read, "Ain't no peace when pain's still breathing." No names, no context. But the timing? That's what had people talking. Because around that same time, news began circulating about a tragic incident involving someone close to Quando Rondo, his cousin. Now, details were unclear. Conflicting reports flooded social media. Some said it was random. Others claimed it was targeted. But one narrative started gaining traction fast, and it was the one that tied everything back to an old, unresolved feud. Fans immediately started connecting it to King Von. Now let's be clear, nothing was officially confirmed. But in the world of internet speculation, that doesn't slow anything down. If anything, it makes it spread faster. Screenshots from old interviews resurfaced. Clips of past confrontations started trending again. People were revisiting everything, from lyrics to Instagram lives, trying to piece together a story. And that's when O Block got pulled into the conversation. A viral tweet lit the match. It claimed that certain individuals from O Block had been mentioned in connection to what happened. No proof. No verification. Just a statement bold enough to get people talking. And talk they did. Within hours, it felt like the entire hip-hop community was watching this unfold in real time. "Y'all think this retaliation?" one fan posted. "This ain't over," another replied. Emotions ran high, and the comment sections turned into battlegrounds. Supporters of both sides clashed, each defending their own narrative, each convinced they knew the truth. But the truth? It was still buried under layers of speculation, loyalty, and fear. Meanwhile, those closest to the situation weren't exactly clearing things up. Quando Rondo himself remained mostly silent. And that silence? It spoke volumes. Fans expected a response, some kind of statement, anything to address what was being said. But instead, they got nothing. Just more cryptic energy. More distance. Then, out of nowhere, a short video clip surfaced. It showed Quando in a dimly lit room, surrounded by a few close friends. The mood was heavy. No music. No smiles. Just tension. And at one point, he looked directly into the camera and said, "Y'all don't know what's really going on, but one day it's all gonna make sense." That line alone sent shockwaves through social media. What does he mean by that? People asked. What is he holding back? Others wondered. And just when things couldn't get more intense, Lil Durk's name entered the chat. Now this is where the situation took a sharp turn. It started with fans noticing that Durk had liked a post, one that referenced loyalty, loss, and standing on business. Again, nothing direct. But in a situation already filled with tension, even the smallest action gets magnified. Why is Durk liking that right now? One fan questioned. That can't be a coincidence, another added. Soon, blogs picked it up. Headlines started forming narratives. And before long, it felt like the story had grown bigger than anyone involved. People began analyzing lyrics again. Old songs were being dissected like evidence in a courtroom. Lines that once went unnoticed were now being treated like coded messages. He was talking about this the whole time, a viral post claimed. This was planned, another suggested. But not everyone agreed. Some fans pushed back, calling out the internet for jumping to conclusions. "Y'all making stories out of nothing," one comment read. "Let these people breathe." Still, the damage was already done. The narrative had taken on a life of its own. Behind the scenes, emotions were running even deeper. According to sources close to the situation, again, nothing officially confirmed, family members were struggling to process everything. The loss alone was heavy. But the rumors? The accusations? That added another layer of pain. One alleged family friend was quoted saying, "This ain't something for the internet to play with. Real people are hurting." And that's what made the situation even more complicated. Because while fans debated theories and timelines, real lives were being affected. Relationships were being tested. Trust was being questioned. Some insiders claimed there were internal disagreements within circles connected to both sides. Not everyone was on the same page. Some wanted to speak out. Others believed silence was the best move. The family was left divided, one source allegedly shared. Some want justice. Others just want peace. And then, another twist. A voice recording started making rounds online. The audio was unclear. The identities were unconfirmed. But listeners claimed it featured individuals discussing the situation in a way that suggested knowledge beyond what had been publicly shared. "Did you hear that part?" fans asked each other. "That changes everything," some said. But again, nothing was verified. Still, the impact was undeniable. The story kept growing. More eyes, more opinions, more pressure. And through it all, one question kept coming up. Was this really about revenge? Or was something else going on behind the scenes? Something bigger, something deeper, something no one was ready to fully understand yet? Because if there's one thing everyone could agree on, it's that this situation was far from over. And what came next? Nobody saw it coming. Just when people thought the situation couldn't get any more intense, a new layer of drama started unfolding. And this time, it wasn't just online speculation. It felt closer, louder, more personal. It began with a sudden shift in energy from people around Quando Rondo. Close affiliates who had been quiet suddenly started posting. Not directly addressing anything, but dropping hints, subtle, emotional, and sometimes aggressive. One post read, "Pain turned to anger real quick when you know what really happened." Another said, "Stop speaking on stuff you don't understand before it get deeper than rap." Fans immediately picked up on it. "Who are they talking to?" one comment asked. "This ain't random," another replied. And just like that, the internet went into overdrive again. Screenshots spread like wildfire. People started connecting these posts back to the earlier rumors, building narratives piece by piece like detectives trying to solve a case with no confirmed evidence. Meanwhile, Quando finally broke his silence, but not in the way people expected. Instead of a direct statement, he went live. No announcement. No warning. Just a sudden notification that pulled thousands of viewers in within seconds. The comments were flying, questions flooding the screen faster than anyone could read. Quando sat there for a moment, quiet, staring into the camera. You could feel the weight in the air. Then he leaned forward slightly and said, "Y'all want answers so bad, but y'all don't even know what y'all asking for." But he didn't. Instead, he continued, his voice calm but heavy. Some things ain't meant for the internet. Some pain, you don't get to turn into entertainment. That line hit different. For a brief moment, it felt like everything slowed down. Even fans who had been pushing for answers started to reconsider. Because now it wasn't just drama. It was real emotion, real tension, real loss. But as quickly as the tone shifted, it shifted right back. Because during that same live, something unexpected happened. A comment popped up, and people swear Quando saw it. It mentioned O-Block directly. Now whether he actually read it or not, what happened next had everyone talking. Quando paused mid-sentence, his expression changing slightly. Not dramatic, but noticeable. And then he said, "Stop throwing names around like you'll know who did what. That's how stuff get worse." That was it. He ended the live just minutes later. But the damage? Already done. Fans clipped that exact moment and reposted it everywhere. He reacted when O-Block was mentioned, one viral post claimed. That says everything. Others disagreed. Y'all reaching, they argued. He didn't confirm nothing. But by now, logic had taken a back seat to emotion. The narrative was evolving faster than facts could keep up. And then, another twist. A well-known blogger dropped a video claiming they had inside information. According to them, there were conversations happening behind closed doors that the public wasn't aware of. They hinted at tensions not just between camps, but within them. Not everybody on the same page, the blogger said. There's people who want to escalate, and people who are trying to calm things down. That idea alone added a whole new layer to the story. Because now it wasn't just about two sides, it was about internal conflict too. Fans started speculating about who might be disagreeing, who might be holding back, who might be pushing for something more. Imagine being in that position, one comment read. Loyalty versus peace. And that's where things got complicated. Because loyalty, in situations like this, isn't simple. It comes with expectations, pressure, unspoken rules. And when emotions are running high, those lines can blur real fast. Around this time, people also started noticing something else, subtle but significant. Lil Durk had gone unusually quiet. No posts, no tweets, no responses. For some, that silence was louder than anything he could have said. Durk not saying nothing, that's suspicious, one fan wrote. Or maybe he just not feeding into it, another replied. But in a situation this heated, even silence becomes part of the story. Then, out of nowhere, an old clip resurfaced. It showed Durk in an interview, talking about loyalty and consequences. The context had nothing to do with the current situation, but that didn't stop people from tying it in. He basically said this would happen, one post claimed. That's a reach, others argued. Still, the clip went viral. And with every viral moment, the story kept growing. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, things were reportedly getting even more tense. Sources began claiming that certain individuals connected to the situation had started distancing themselves, not publicly, but privately. Calls going unanswered. Messages left on read. People choosing sides without saying it out loud. The energy changed, one alleged insider said. You can feel it when something big is about to happen. And that's what had people on edge. Because it no longer felt like just rumors. It felt like build-up. Like something was coming. Then came the most unexpected twist yet. A family member, reportedly connected to Quando Rondo, posted a message that caught everyone off guard. It wasn't aggressive. It wasn't accusatory. It was emotional. All this pain, and you're still making it about sides. We just lost someone. That's it. That's the post. That message hit differently. For a moment, it cut through the noise. The theories, the debates, the speculation. It reminded people that at the center of all this was loss. Real loss. Fans flooded the comments with support. Prayers up, many wrote. Stay strong. But even that moment of unity didn't last long. Because soon after, people started analyzing the post too. Why they say making it about sides? That sounds like they addressing something deeper. And just like that, the cycle continued. Every word, every silence, every reaction, it all became part of the narrative. And the narrative? It was getting heavier by the day. Because now, it wasn't just about what happened. It was about what might happen next. Tensions were high, emotions were raw, and the lines between truth and speculation were more blurred than ever. But one thing was clear. This story was still unfolding. And just when it seemed like things might start cooling down, another moment, one nobody expected, was about to change everything again. And just when it seemed like things might start cooling down, another moment, one nobody expected, shifted everything all over again. It didn't come from a rapper. It didn't come from a blogger. It came from somewhere quieter, but somehow louder at the same time. A leaked message. Nobody could fully verify where it came from, but that didn't stop it from spreading like wildfire. The message, allegedly from someone loosely connected to both sides, hinted at conversations that had never been meant for the public. It didn't name names directly, but it didn't have to. The tone alone was enough to send fans into a frenzy. This ain't over. People just moving smarter now. That one line changed the energy completely. Up until that point, there was still a portion of the audience holding on to the idea that maybe, just maybe, this was all being blown out of proportion. But now, that hope started fading fast. Moving smarter, one fan questioned. That don't sound like peace. It sounds like planning, another replied. And just like that, fear started mixing with curiosity. Because the narrative was no longer just about what already happened, it was about what could happen next. Around the same time, a series of unfollows on social media caught people's attention. It might sound small, but in today's world, those digital moves speak volumes. Fans noticed that certain people who once interacted regularly were now completely disconnected. No likes, no comments, no acknowledgement. Something definitely going on behind the scenes, a viral post claimed. Y'all think they falling out too? Someone asked. And that question opened the door to yet another layer of speculation. Because now, it wasn't just about opposing sides, it was about fractures within circles. People began to wonder if the pressure of everything was starting to break relationships apart. The family was left divided started trending again, this time not just referring to relatives, but entire groups. Then came a moment that hit harder than anything else so far. Quando Rondo posted again. No warning. No explanation. Just a single photo. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't aggressive. It was quiet. Almost too quiet. The caption read, "You ever feel like the world already decided your story before you got a chance to tell it?" That line stopped people in their tracks. Because suddenly, everything felt different. Fans who had been deep in theories started second-guessing. What if we got it wrong? Some asked. Others weren't convinced. Or what if he just trying to flip the narrative? They argued. But either way, emotions ran high. The comments were filled with mixed reactions. Support, skepticism, confusion. Some people defended him, saying he was being misunderstood. Others believed there was more he wasn't saying. And that's been the theme this entire time. What's not being said. Because for every post, every clip, every rumor, there's always something missing. Something just out of reach. And that gap? That's where speculation grows the most. Meanwhile, Lil Durk's silence continued, and it only made things louder. At this point, fans weren't just noticing it, they were analyzing it. He always speaks when it matters. Why not now? One person posted. Because speaking might make it worse, another replied. And that idea started gaining traction. Because maybe, just maybe, this wasn't a situation where words could fix anything. Maybe it was already too far gone. Then, in a surprising turn, another voice entered the conversation. But this time, it wasn't from either side. It was another artist. Someone respected. Someone not directly involved. During a live session, they addressed the situation without naming names. Y'all gotta stop turning pain into content, they said. Real people dealing with real consequences, while the internet playing detective. That statement hit hard. Fans were shocked. Some agreed immediately. Others felt called out. "Are we doing too much?" one comment asked. But even that moment of reflection didn't stop the momentum. Because by now, the story had become bigger than any single voice could control. Clips, edits, theories, it was everywhere. And then, one final twist. A supposed insider came forward anonymously, claiming that what the public thinks is only half the story. According to them, there were layers, deep ones, that hadn't even come close to being exposed yet. There's stuff behind this that would change how everyone sees it, they said. But not everything is meant to be public. That statement left people with more questions than answers. What layers? What truth? And why keep it hidden? The mystery only deepened. Because at the end of the day, nobody could say for sure what was real, what was exaggerated, and what was completely off base. But what was undeniable was the impact. Fans are shocked. Emotions ran high. And the lines between loyalty, loss, and speculation have never been more blurred. This isn't just a story anymore. It's a situation still unfolding in real time, with real consequences that go far beyond the screen. And now, it leaves everyone asking the same question. Where does it go from here? Is this the end of the tension? Or just the beginning of something even bigger? Because if history has shown anything, it's that unresolved situations don't just disappear. They evolve. They escalate. Or sometimes, they explode when nobody expects it. And now I want to hear from you. Do you think this is all being misunderstood by the public? Or do you believe there's truth behind the rumors connecting everything together? Is the silence from certain people a sign of maturity, or something deeper that we're not seeing yet?